let's jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, jingle. The new Fallout show will make or break careers, and I'm not talking about the crew, I'm talking about the people like me who talk about it. Now, I saw that clip that went viral on Twitter, and also I just want to say, as of the recording of this, the show hasn't come out yet. Now, what I really liked about it, let's start there, because there was one thing I really liked about it, was the look of the Walt suit. It looked fantastic. I see what Nolan tried to do. He tries to create a contrast, right? A contrast between the old and the new, and by using such vibrant colors, he creates this immediately like that. So I will give props for it. Walt suit looks amazing. I know some people wanted it to be tighter for obvious reasons, and this works if you're a man or a woman, right, watching it. But I like it. That's it about the Walt suit. The colors look really cool, and it sticks out like it should be. The second the Walt Dweller walks out, you will notice her immediately, and that's really good. Now, on to everything else, I guess. And using the Walt suit as a vehicle, we can actually see one of the biggest problems I have with the show. The acting I will talk about later, but first, let's look at it. It looks like a Nickelodeon show. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking with the filters. It looks too happy. It looks like the thing is like for preparation for this. I first wanted to say like it looks like a Nickelodeon show, but I have a better example now. It looks like that bare blue house cabin thing that I watched as a kid. You probably know what I'm talking about. So for the rest of the video, I give you proper Fallout. Very low res, that's Pinterest can actually go and die. Unironically, it's the worst site ever. But it's so uncanny. It looks like the filters they used in that show. Like, what were they thinking? It should look terrifying. That's the thing with Fallout, that sure, it should be funny too, don't get me wrong. It shouldn't be like all doom and gloom, like a McCarthy novel. It shouldn't be The Road. But this is too happy. This filter just looks too happy. So, I mean, let me do the work for you. Here is proper Fallout media text TV show created by the dude who made the cool Batman's brother. To be fair, I like Westworld, okay? Westworld is amazing. But anyway, and that's so strange because Westworld had the correct filter. You felt, sure, it looked a little too clean, Nolan-y, which is fine, but like, the dude has skills. I don't understand why he went with this color scheme. It looks, say what you want about, what is it? Is it like doo-doo green or doo-doo brown when they talk about New Vegas and Fallout 3? But at least they looked, terror, like you felt the terror of the world or like the emptiness of the world. This just looks happy. So that's the first problem I had with it. It looks too happy. And although Fallout should be ridiculous in some cases, it shouldn't be to the point where it looks, someone called it a theme park that looked like a theme park, and I agree, like it looks like a theme park. The vault scenes should absolutely look like that when they're in the vault, right? But not like this. Because for people who don't really know, the thing is that vaults are supposed to be like an icon of old America before the bombs fell. And then it can look happy and all. And then you can have later on, like the game does, they do discuss the issues that era of America had, that it wasn't all perfect, it wasn't all flowers and roses. Fallout 4 even had a big prologue about this. But all of it shouldn't look like this happened. I'm just so annoyed. I don't understand why it looks so clean. Because that's the thing, it looks too clean now with the filter, because the rest of the world like isn't clean. Like when you really look at it, of course it doesn't look clean. It does look grimy. But the problem is with that fucking filter, it makes it look too clean. It doesn't look terrifying. And now, onto the acting. The writing is fine. What the characters say are fine. It's just that the delivery is so awful. And like they have the bad guy from Lost in it. And he's a good actor, so I don't understand how they could screw it up so badly. Now, the tone, the main girl, I hold out hope for because she's supposed to be from the vault, right? So very bureaucratic or cult-like, whatever word. I mean, cult, it depends what vault you are in, but I would say if it's someone called like vault, like the vault dwellers cultists, like, yeah, I have no problem with that. I never saw it like that, but I understand where it's coming from. So I understand that she speaks very bureaucratic, very cult-like-y, but but the rest of them, they're supposed to have been living outside, integrated into post-apocalyptic America, and they sound awful. They sound like me making a video, right? I mean, I could probably act better than them. Okay, maybe not, I wouldn't go that far, I'm a terrible actor. Although I will say that I did sound better than them when I was 17 and did my play on the free time as a hobby, which was really good. But I sounded better in that one than these people did. Except the main girl, I actually like her, she sounds fine. Problem with her is not her acting, it's like everything surrounding it that makes it... Because now everyone looks the same too, right? That's the next problem, is to keep bashing the filter thing. Is that now you have no differentiation, like everything looks happy, right? If you want to sort of make her look more, you know, maybe not divine is the wrong word, but like as an icon of old America, that's fine. And you want to use filters for that and maybe use a maybe different outline from her. Completely fine, completely understandable, but not everything else. Because now it's so glaring that she almost sounds as bad as the other voice actors, even for that. Even though she's not that bad. Like I've seen other clips with her too, and she's fine in the role, right? But that leads us to the biggest problem this show will face, is that Fallout already had a fantastic actor in it. They had Ron Perlman, of course, but they had a main character that did a hell of a job, and that is Courtney Taylor, the voice actor for Nora, voice actress for Nora, I'm sorry. And anyone who played Fallout 4 ever, like, it's a meme at this point where if someone says, oh yeah, I hated Fallout 4, and you ask them, did you play as a man or a woman? And if they say man, you go, yeah, that's why you hated it. Because Courtney Taylor carries the entire game with her voice acting. She's so good. She sort of sounds like an older, wiser Scarlett Johansson, which is pretty mean. I obviously don't know Scarlett Johansson. She's probably fine, but she has that sort of tone, like that raspiness to her tone. If anyone played Cyberpunk as a female V, it's the same sort of tone. It's very distinct, right? Very raspy and stuff like that. Which is why she will be compared to that one. And I guess you could find that a voice actor that well. Why couldn't they find an actor that good? Because although, as I said, she's fine. The actress playing the main character in Fallout, the Fallout show, rather, sounds fine, but she's not as good as Courtney Taylor. And I swear to God, if they just put Courtney Taylor in the thing, the whole thing would have been better. And can you imagine, like, then it would have been an older woman going out, and then you really diverse from the games, where it's usually a younger protagonist, although you can pick your age in, I don't know about Fallout 2, but in Fallout 1 you can pick your age, and in Fallout 4 you can pick your age. In Fallout New Vegas you sort of can. My point there being that the Vault Dweller can actually be any age they want. So why not just pick her then? I mean, she probably would have done it anyway. But yeah, now we have this. Now all we need is Nora's vault suit. Kidding. Okay. I like the vault suit, okay? It's really good. I really like it. All in all, it is fair to expect them to do better. It is fair to expect quality. And from what I've seen, I don't see it. I don't. Again, I feel, and I might be wrong, the show might be awesome, okay? And I want it to be awesome, don't get me wrong. I want it to be amazing. I want them to do something cool with bats. I want them to do something cool with all the robots and stuff. And I did see a clip when she confronts a robot, which seemed really promising. But that's the thing. I mean, And again, am I really supposed to believe that these Hollywood execs will do any of the darker, grimmer stuff? Because a tangent, but it's important to show. I feel like because one of the reasons New Vegas is probably the best game I ever played is because they play around with contrasts, and that's what Fallout always was to me, contrast. Take, for example, very briefly here, in Fallout New Vegas, right? If you play as a man or a woman in Fallout New Vegas, your experiences become so dramatically different. Because if you play as a man, everyone is like, oh my god, it's you, you're here to save the day. Everyone is like super happy to see you and stuff. But if you play as a woman in Fallout New Vegas, everyone's sort of like, what are you gonna do? You're a woman. And I mean, I know some people would go like, haha, based, but it's more than, it's, although like, I mean, sure, meme away, but to me, it gave an insight to how, you know, society views women and men differently, and I really like that. I'm not an SGW or anything, but there are some, we just view them differently. And that is the thing with Fallout, right? That it's a ultra society in a way, where all rules are off and you can do whatever you want, like in this wasteland. And there are also some really dark scenes involving when you play as a female in Fallout New Vegas. And I just like that dichotomy, and here it feels, again, I'm not saying it's necessary, right? I'm not saying like they should pull the main character down and like, you know, do horrible things to her, of course not, that's what I was saying, but it was just nice to see that in Fallout New Vegas. And some of it was in Fallout 4, for sure. And which is why, and I mean, I had no problem with Fallout 4, so, but even that will be gone here. And it's just, yeah, it's stuff like that, man, that just... So all in all, the filter, please change it, but it's probably too late now. And I mean, if that's the only concern I have, it might be good, right? But the problem is that it's also the voice acting is so bad. It's just so bad. And because the scenes don't seem impactful, like even, because the scene that I'm talking about right in the show, when she starts shooting the ghoul that keeps walking towards her, right? You should feel like, oh my god, she's gonna die or something. I didn't feel that at all. It just felt like, okay, all right. They just dragged it down to make everything so equal. It just, yeah, I'm worried about it, right? Then again, I might be wrong. It might be awesome, which is what I want. I want it to be awesome. It would be cool to see Gordon Taylor again. So maybe at least I will get that, right? But other than that, I need to go and get my coffee. And hopefully they have sorted out, because that's why I look so horrible today with lighting and everything, and, you know, fucking this thing. All the time, right? No, I was kidding. But mostly the hair. That's awful, because it's kind of ironic, because it's the water's out in my apartment. Not the water, but the electricity is just done in this apartment. Like it's and the cockroaches has appeared in my bathroom, which is terrifying, and which kind of leads into Fallout, right? And they're almost as big here in Malta as they are in, you know, in Fallout. So again, caffeine, sort out the electricity. Let's jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, jingle.